What a game tonight in the nation's capital as the Knicks prevail over the Wizards in overtime, 136-132. As Jalen Brunson, his third career game with at least 50, goes for 55, 42 after halftime, and the Knicks prevail over the Wizards. Remember, the Knicks at Orlando last night. They got here late, about 2:30 a.m. Wizards young. They're missing Kyle Kuzma. They're missing Jordan Poole, but they gave the Knicks fits tonight. In fact, the Wizards were up by 8 points after 3 quarters of play before the Knicks won the fourth quarter 29-21, and that sets the stage for the Knicks' first overtime game of the season. For those of us who were here, we're not going to forget what Jalen Brunson did tonight. He was absolutely phenomenal. He had 13 points in the first half, but then in the second half, with the Knicks really needing him to turn it on, he turned it on. 42 of his 55 after halftime. He had 19 points in the third, 14 points in the fourth, and 9 points in overtime. Set a career high with 16 made free throws. Went 16 of 17 from the line. The 16 makes a career high. He was 18 of 31 from the floor. And if not for Brunson, this would have been a massive upset against the Wizards, who have won only 5 games and came into this game in the bottom of the Eastern Conference. But they had 6 players in double figures. They played well, but too much from Brunson tonight. 55 points. I mentioned his shooting. Again, a career high in terms of free throws made, 16. Ties a career high with 17 free throw attempts, 9 assists, 44 minutes. What a game, as we now go back to the guys who called it tonight. Kenny and Alan. Guys, take it away. What do you think?
Well, Bill, what a performance, and you pretty much said it all. Jalen Brunson finishing with 55 points, 13 of the first quarter, did not score in the second quarter. But then one of the most important parts of this game, Alan, that last minute of regulation. The Knicks trailed by 5 with 1 minute on the clock. Brunson scored, was fouled, and then hit another bucket. So he scored the last 5 points in regulation for the Knicks.
Willed this team to the win and did it the way he does it, which is getting into the painted area. Again, I find this to be just an incredible number. 28 of the 55 points was scored in the paint. This is a guard in the NBA where these days you put up 55, you're doing a lot of it on the perimeter. Not him. He also, from 2-point range, was 15 of 20. Just an efficient game for him. The one area that he did not do well, which is the whole team didn't do well, was the three-point shooting, 3 for 11. But got it done at the free throw line, 16 of 17. That had been an area of concern for him in recent games. It just shows you, though, when it's winning time, how certain players that are elite players just lock in. And he knew this was a game. This was a game where the Knicks could have easily said, back-to-back, it's this young, scrappy team, not our game tonight. But they said no. Jalen Brunson refused to let this game go away and made sure the Knicks got their 7th straight win.
And he is in some rarefied air, an exclusive club, the second Knick in history to score at least 55 points in a game more than once.
Yeah, and it's, again, the story of Jalen Brunson from day one when he walked into this organization. He has changed this franchise, the culture and everything else about it with what Leon Rose and William Wesley and Tom Thibodeau, and then you add Jalen Brunson to that mix. It has turned everything around for this team, and it's always been about winning. That's the priority. That's always the first thing. Not numbers, not my stats. We've heard him talk about this several times before when he hasn't put up big numbers. He doesn't care. It's about winning. But sometimes you got to score to win, and he had to do it in bunches tonight.
A huge game as well for Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, again, a good bounce-back game for him because he's had a couple of games where, especially on the rebounding side of things, he has not really been getting it done. And then last night really struggled. Only 6 of 10, only took 10 shots last night. Well, tonight he got after it early. Okay, so a couple of early fouls slowed things down, but he stayed aggressive, and that's what you love to see. He should dominate games like this against young teams that don't have a ton of size. And he gave you a 30 and 14 performance, but also efficiency on the shooting end. And I mean, that was just a beautiful play by him. But it's the post-ups I love, the jump hooks, the fadeaway jumpers. But we do know he can knock down a 3 like he did tonight as he went 2 of 5 from downtown. Just good to see Karl Anthony Towns find his game again.
So a double-double for Towns, a double-double for Josh Hart in his return home. Jalen Brunson, 55 points. Knicks win a thriller in overtime. Alan, great job as always. Enjoy Monday with Mike.
This was a lot of fun. Bill, it's great to have you on the road, but it's your turn to take over now.
Back to you, Billy.
All right, guys, as always, thank you so much. So The Knicks now, you look at the whole picture, they've won 7 straight. They've won 7 straight on the road. They're 17-4 since that 5-6 start, 22-10. It's a best start through 32 games since the 12-13 Knicks won 54 games. That was a mellow team, of course, coached by Mike Woodson. The final stats, Knicks prevail even though they go only 10 of 40 from 3, made up for it with the free throw shooting of the 24 for 26. I mention again, Brunson 16 of 17, and the rest of the numbers as the Knicks win a wild one tonight in overtime. What a game to watch in your hometown.
That was thrilling. I got to give the Wizards a lot of credit. I think you come into a game, you think, okay, Mr. Jordan Poole, he's a big-time scorer for this team. But I thought Carrington, Koulibaly, and Sarr in particular in that first half really set the tempo, and this team fought.
It's 6 players in double figures, as we mentioned. Jalen Brunson, and we talk about this now, he does whatever is necessary, and tonight it was necessary that he score 55 points.
Yeah, I think in the third you feel it turning into a lot of ISO, but he was being effective and finding his way to the free throw line. What did he shoot total tonight? 16 of 17 from the free throw line?
Career high in makes.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, he was flawless until, he missed 12 of 13, but he had knocked down, or 13 of 14, he had knocked down 12 straight. In the overtime and in the fourth quarter, I believe it was 21 points for him between the two. Just understanding the moment. And you asked me what am I thinking about this game, because I'm still sort of trying to process. The Wizards have won 5 games. So on paper you would go, oh, this is light. This should be nothing. I think if you consider second night of a back-to-back for the Knicks, and if you listen closely to head coach Brian Keefe in the pregame, now that as I reflect about how this whole thing has gone down, this was a team that was pretty confident in their ability to score against the Knicks. They put up 111
Even
points.
without Kuzma and without Poole?
Because I think without Poole and Kuzma, those young guys, the ball moved with a different level of snap, crackle, and pop that they don't typically have. And so you had young guys that have been thirsty to get an opportunity to prove themselves. You had Justin Champagne, who had a career-high night, and they were able to slow the Knicks. Whether you think the Wizards slowed the Knicks or the Knicks just shot
to
Poole
your
from
point,
three.
Monica, the Wizards had 32 assists.
Right. And so I think it was sort of a perfect storm as a young team continues to grow. Now, ultimately, I think the veteran leadership, and one team had Jalen Brunson and one team didn't. But I do think now, 30 games into a season, you can see where this Wizards team has grown, and they should be respected. But ultimately, the Knicks found a way to win.
All right. Again, the Knicks were down by 8 after 3 quarters of play. And, you know, as Alan mentioned when we just had him on with Kenny, it would have been very easy to say the heck with it. Second of a back-to-back, we're rolling along. We got them again on Monday. But they are able, this group, to pull these games out. And one of the trends here of late is they're not necessarily playing great basketball for 4 quarters, but the Knicks are doing what's necessary to win the game.
Yeah, and when the Knicks are trailing after 3, they're 2-7. When the Knicks shoot less than 30% from 3, they're 2-3. And so I think being able to find their way out of some of these holes and win speaks to the growth. My key to the game was focus, and I meant focus in a way that says we got better today. And in terms of breaking some of those trends, I do think the Knicks got better tonight.
As we've mentioned, Monica back in her home DMV, and as I mentioned the pregame show, she might be the most popular person in the arena. Tyler Murray, your colleague on the radio on ESPN New York, got a picture there. They're lining up here. They're lining up here to say hello to Monica.
For the record, it's a perfect storm. Those are Knicks fans that live in Rockville. And so it's not just me being home. It's the combination.
The combination. Give yourself some credit.
I mean, I love being home. This place is special.
All right,
Knicks fans are special.
And we're going to stay here.
Okay.
Knicks are back Monday night to play the Wizards. The question is, will you invite me to do anything on a day off tomorrow?
Pito, it's a little tricky. It's the holidays. I'm home. I have family, people that I've known for years before I met you.
You always have a reason. Always an excuse.
Let's try again on another city. Maybe I'll get my parents to cook. You can come. Well, I'm not even going to be there. Well, maybe. We'll figure that out.
All right. Well, enjoy the next couple days. We'll see you here Monday night, okay?
Sounds good.
All right.